Good day, my name is Lesroy Williams, and today I am here to speak about the Clarence Fitzroy Bryant College Jenkins Leadership course. Today I have with me the architect, the brainchild, the CEO, if you want to call it, of the Jenkins Leadership course. And he would tell us all about the objectives of the course and everything that you want to know about the CFBC Leadership course. So I have with me Mr. R.A. Peter Jenkins. Mr. Jenkins, good day.
Thank you, Lesroy. It's a privilege to sit with one of the foremost persons in media in St. Kitts and Nevis and perhaps in the wider region. You said architect, but I'm actually an engineer. But I guess in relation to the course,
you're the architect.
I'm the architect, yes. And so it's a privilege to sit with you and to discuss this program, which is now in its 11th cohort. And as you ask the questions, we get deeper into exactly what this program is about and, you know, how we can encourage members of the public to be involved.
I often wondered, before we even get into speaking about the course, it's R.A. Peter Jenkins, but most persons know you as Peter Jenkins. What is the R and the A for?
My father was a music person, so the Ray was Ray Anthony. Mm-hmm. And he was also into Shakespeare and those things, so it's Ray Anthony Peter. But most people call me Peter or PJ.
Right. Okay, so tell us a little bit about the course, a brief history. You said we are now in the 11th cohort. I suppose that means the 11th year. So, or the 11th group.
The 11th group.
The yes. 11th group. So give us a brief history of the CFBC Jenkins Leadership course.
How it started. My father came from Middle Island Halfway Tree on a bicycle. We don't think he had a 7th standard certificate of education. But he came and started as an apprentice carpenter in Shirley, along with Samuel Byron, Arnold Warner, Merchant, all of Prickapay Alley. They started as apprentice carpenters, and he worked his way up. He went into furniture making, went into construction, self-taught. He went into funeral undertaking, and eventually was the first mortician on the island. Self-taught, graduating out of the United States, self-taught as a mortician. And he developed other businesses, and all of his children followed him into the business. All of his children followed them into the business. So my son, who is now studying in architecture at the master's level, is in the business. Calvin, my sister's son, he's in charge of the funeral undertaking. Raphael, my brother, is involved. So we realized that we were privileged and fortunate. And so at Independence 30, we decided we had to give back. We had to show appreciation for God's goodness to us. And so we decided to give a gift to the country at Independence 30. As we looked around, we saw that there was disenchantment. People were getting disillusioned, lack of self-belief, and the foreigners appeared to be taking over. And so we decided that we would try and make an intervention to give our people hope, give them a belief that they too can achieve. Look at what our people have done before and continue to do, and try to motivate them, provide them with the skills of leadership, provide them with the skills of management so that they can have a chance to make a start on their own. So that is how this program started. And so it was a gift. We gave this gift to the country via CFBC. Talking about CFBC, we needed a place of accreditation, certification, somewhere that would certify the program. It took me 7 years to prepare the program itself. Doubting myself, wondering if this will be accepted, you know, what this ordinary boy from St. Kitts know about. It's only people from overseas know these things. So it took me 7 years, and then eventually there was an intervention in my life, and I decided I'm not going to go Springfield with all this knowledge that I have. I'm not going up there with it. I'm going to leave it with my people. So I journeyed from Spot Street to the college, shaking, one file in my hand, but shaking, wondering if they're going to accept it. When I got here, Dr. Anthony welcomed me, and she wholeheartedly accepted. She was the president at the time. And she referred me to Dr. Narayan, who took the program and was able to add to it the deliverables, so that, yes, I had the outline of each course or each lecture, but he was able to add to that his knowledge, which was to convert what was being taught into what is expected that the students will know after each lecture. Yes? And so we're able to put that together, combine it, and the program started. This is, as I said, the 10th cohort. There was an additional year because of COVID. So it's the 11th cohort starting this year on the 4th of November.
So you spoke about your father, and you said that he had no formal training in leadership and all of that, but yet he's your role model in terms of what a leader is and is supposed to be, from what I hear you saying. What are some of the things that you learned from him in terms of leadership that has inspired you in some way to want to pass on those qualities to others in the country?
Well, one of the first things that he taught us, which we teach in Module 1, and which also creates a lot of issues, to lead, you must know how to follow. That's the first thing he taught us. So I had to go into the trench with the pick and the shovel and learn how to do that, which is the start. That is where you start in construction. So I had to learn to do that. So when I came back as an engineer supervising the men, I understood what they were going through and knew how to speak to them and to motivate them because I was there. So that's the first thing he taught us. You have to learn to follow if you're going to lead. And then the second thing which he taught was hard work. This man works 7 days a week. He go to church on Sunday, yes, and he go and he sing in the choir and so on, but after that, work to be done, work to be done. And he didn't shy away from work. He was always the objective. What we have to do to make the client happy. This is what we focus on. Not how you feel today and how I talk to you and who ain't getting on. Those were irrelevant. What was important was achieving the objective. And so we favored working for international companies that had a board of directors to account to, because we had to deliver. If you sign the contract that is going to take 10 weeks, no excuses, or rainfall and sun ain't shine today. No. You have a deadline, you work towards achieving that deadline. So he was a motivator. His task was to get things done. But also, one of the other areas which I learned from him was that for people to be motivated to work for you, they have to feel you care about them. They have to feel you. I saw him make sacrifices for people. Things rough, he didn't have it, but he broke this account or that, called this person to make sure that he could intervene in the lives of the people working for him to make life better for them. Yes? And that is one of the basic foundations on which the course is structured. You have to care about people. They have to feel that you care so that when they wake up in the morning, they come to work motivated. Some of them don't sleep, want morning to come quick because they have to get on the job to make it look good. Yeah, so those are some of the things which he left with us. And
so we are speaking about the human relations approach to leadership and to management and to business.
Of course, Leroy, in that he also showed us that the style of leadership depended on the situation. He was not just one track. He would, if there's a crisis, an emergency, an urgency, he will speak in a certain kind of way and behave in a certain kind of way. When that passes, he speak in a different way based on the situation, you know? So when I came back, I remember I asked a gentleman to kindly move the barrel from here to there. You know, thinking that this is a modern era, and son, the fellow run me, say, why not like your father? He would be aggressive in terms of getting the barrel from here to there, right? At the end of the day, they were so happy, all of them gone on the road. It was something else to work with them, yeah? And when he died, the amount of people that came out, you know, up to today, I am still receiving from what he did. People would meet me and say, I've done this, it is not for you. This is what your father did for me, so and so and so. Up to today, he died in 1989. I am still, the family is still receiving paybacks from what he did so many years ago.
Right. So who are you targeting for this course? What are the requirements to be able to apply for the course?
Well, I come out of the ghetto, Tibo Avenue, right? So I can't discriminate. My father come out of Halfway Tree, Middle Island, down that side. Didn't have 7 standard, or we can't certify that he had 7 standard. So I can't discriminate. Anybody who have that ambition to want to take their lives from this level to a next level, whether it is in leadership, management, personal, apply. Apply. We're not looking to see who have no degree, because we have found the degree people don't do as well. Because they come to the course with an assumption that they know it already. And very often is the second chance people. You see those people who didn't get a chance early on, for whatever reason, now they get a second chance. Those are the ones that grab this course and catapult with it. So anybody out there, you may be a senior manager, you want a refresher, a middle manager looking to move up, supervisor looking to move up. We have had children here 17, 18. What we find happening now is that the children of those persons who graduated, say, in the first and second cohort, they are now sending their children now. So we are now getting the 18-year-olds and the 19-year-olds of those graduates who are now coming through the program. And they're doing very well. Cohort number 7, there was about 4 of them, 4 youngsters who actually took over the cohort and led it, including Lady Roberts. There's a gentleman, Bass, now in Taiwan, Alexander. Young people who took the cohort by the scruff of the neck and led it. So there's no discrimination. Apply. If we see that you have that desire to move ahead, to help your community, to help the country, easy access.
Right, so we need leaders at every level, and we need leaders at every age, really, in our society, whether they are young or middle-aged or old. Leadership is important to the advancement of our society today. Now, how many...
we need leaders in the families.
Right, and
that is where it starts.
That's
where it starts.
Because that is the first place where they learn about leadership.
Exactly.
The primary socialization. So, how many people can the course accommodate?
Well, we try to take not more than 38. What we have found is that after the introduction in the first day, about 3 people drop out. And then about 2 in cohort, in module 2 will drop out. And so we end up close to 30 persons, which is manageable. And we're able to pay attention, to the individual needs of the students and not have a mass gathering and be able to pay attention to the final points. So 38 is about the number.
Okay, what does the course cost? What is the cost of the course?
I'm told the cost is about $20,000. That's what I'm told the cost is about. But
for each applicant?
For each applicant is about $20,000. But Kellogg Fitzroy Brand would only charge you $500.
Right, and so the $500 is the application?
No. The application fee is $40. So to apply to the course, you have to pay $40. Non-refundable, let me say that. $40 you pay. The process, to process it is $40. You pay that to the Clarence Fitzroy Bryan College. If you are successful, then the cost of the course is $500. $500. CFBC is subsidized by the state, and therefore you are able to get this course for $500. That is paid to the CFBC. If you don't have the money all at once, you can make an arrangement with a payment plan, $50 a month or something, until you are able to reach the $500. And if you want to do this course and you don't have the resources to do it, apply. We will find a way to have the doors opened so that you can get the course done without having to pay for it. Once we ascertain that you are genuinely in need, we will get a sponsor for you. Or one of the cohorts from before will sponsor you.
How long is the course? What's the duration?
The duration of the course depends on the individuals. It is 3 modules of 6 weeks. So 6 weeks, a break for about a week or 2, 6 weeks break, right? So it's 18 weeks in all. But you have to do 2 projects. One is a community project, and the other is a business project. These 2 projects must be completed if you are to graduate. So it is up to the students how quickly they organize these 2 projects that will determine the length of the course.
So those are compulsory?
They are compulsory, yes.
You cannot graduate if you have not completed these 2 projects? You
have to. The reason is, one, we were trying to get people to go back into the communities, to recognize that they have an obligation to assist their communities. And secondly, to try to create new businesses. So each student has to come up with an invention, and we actually teach the business principles in the course. And you have, as a cohort, working together to execute a business project successfully, make a profit. If you are able to do that, then you graduate. So far, all 10 cohorts so far have completed the program in full.
Right. So you said that there are 3 modules.
3 modules, yes.
What are they expected to learn from some of these modules, and what do you expect to be some of the learning outcomes?
Well, from the students, if I can speak from what they have said over the years, the course is transformational, starting with the individual. You are able to maneuver better as parents, as husband and wife, better in the workplace, in organizations, and gives you a start, how to start in business. So at all of those levels, that's the intervention of the course.
Okay.
We have lecturers from the community that would come into the program to assist at no cost. So it's not just myself or the company, but we have friends and connections and colleagues who will come in and make their contribution in various areas and share their leadership experiences so that we assist the students in reducing or eliminating the mistakes that our generation made and so fast track them towards success. Some of the areas that we cover, for example, the first day, second day, we deal with communications, then we deal with management, then we deal with team building, team dynamics, we deal with motivation, communication in terms of spoken language, because what we found was there was a deficiency in that area. So Mrs. Patricia Martin, she comes in and helps the students with the spoken word. We do public speaking as well. We do finance. We include project management, developing a strategic plan. All of those areas we cover. We deal with ethics. We deal with, as I said, motivation, personal finance, health. Those are some of the issues that we cover.
Okay, so tell us about the 11th cohort. When does the course begin? And what is the registration deadline?
Well, I think in saying that, I want to recognize the contribution of CFBC in all of this. All of those that were in leadership positions and the present leadership have been very supportive of the course and have made the name and the facilities available. And so we are able to start the 11th cohort on the 4th of November. 4th of November, the 11th cohort will commence. Persons can seek to register between now and another 2 or 3 days. That will give us enough time to process the applications and to notify you that you have been successful. So the 11th cohort starts on the 4th of November, and we look forward to another successful year.
And the courses are held at the Clarence Fitzroy Bryan College?
Yes, the courses are held
at
here.
The main campus?
Main campus. Sometimes we are at the Tech Voc. It depends on what's available, but normally we are at the main campus. Normally Mondays and Wednesdays, 6 to 8 on each day. So 2 hours, 2 days a week for 6 weeks, then we take a break. For Christmas, start back in January, 6 weeks, take a break, 6 weeks. And the theory of the course, that is the actual teaching of the theory, will be completed in the 18 weeks.
And at the end of the course, the students graduate.
Sure.
And they get some form of certification.
Yes, they get a certificate from the CFBC that to certify that different levels participated, successfully completed, based on their performance.
Mr. Jenkins, that sounds very interesting and it's appealing to me. I now want to sign up for the CFBC Jenkins leadership course.
You're way above me.
No. I can never be. No. So I am considering it, and because leadership, you can never stop learning. You can never stop learning.
But in fact, Leslie, as an aside, I just completed some hours of continuing education at UWI in leadership.
Right.
So
it's an ongoing process. So
it
never stops. It never stops. And as you said, leadership and leadership styles and all of that, it evolves and it's an ongoing process. But I want to thank you very much, and thank you very much for your vision, which is very important in terms of leadership today and leadership in our society. Because sometimes it's lacking, And that is
all
why
the time, not sometimes. All the time it's lacking. It's lacking in the third world. Right. There's a dearth of leadership,
And that is why what you're doing is so important. So thank you very much for coming and sharing about the CFBC Jenkins leadership course. And I wish the 11th cohort all the best.
Thank you
Is
very
there
much.
anything you want to say?
Thank you very much. I want to thank you for engaging me like this. And it is our country. There is no other country. And if you're living here, it's yours, you know, and we must take advantage of the opportunities. And so we have had citizens taking advantage, but we have also had persons from the OECS and now the wider CARICOM region. Take advantage of the opportunity of this course. We look forward to seeing you. Thanks again to CFBC and thank you, Lesroy, for
Thank you very
this
much,
opportunity.
Mr. Jenkins.